All right, welcome back to Gunkclimber Talks Climbing, and today we got the same guests. We got Bruce,
Howdy.
Jimmy, and Andrew on the end.
Hello.
There.
Hello.
And today, let's see, we could talk some epics. How's that?
Topics?
We've gone over Bruce's epic. Do you have any other good epics besides that one?
Not that I'm proud of.
I don't know. Andrew, how about you? Have you any good epics?
Epic, just an epic climbing adventure?
Yeah, not throwing your spouse off the wall
No,
or anything like that.
I've never done
just,
that either. Not yet.
I just mean like any crazy situations or...
Scared. I think when I ran, I think my scariest climb ever was doing the slab at the Gunks. I'm pretty sure you were with us, Eric. Maybe.
Slab at the Gunks.
Right
Which
when you
one?
walk in, before you get to the Uber on the left, where like the Brat and Black Fly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And there's one that I forget. I wish Jackie was here; she would know. I think it's Brat. Because Brat, you go up to a couple
you're
bolts,
talking
there's, like,
about
an
that
old
little
piton.
slab at
It's a
the
little
beginning?
piece of slab, but
I just send Ayola up that thing.
come on, man, this is my epic, and don't kill my epic. And but you have to traverse. You have to traverse a good like 40 feet on slab, and there's nowhere to place gear, and you're on this little piton. So I remember just being like scared out of my wit when I was doing that.
Yeah. There's plenty of climbs up the Gunks that are like that, where you're like, oh.
Yeah,
this
you
could
just
go wrong.
run out real long.
Yeah. That's what makes it fun.
And if you fall, you'll deck.
I remember my first lead.
At the Gunks?
My first lead was at Joshua Tree, the Bong.
First lead's
really?
always
Oh,
in
yeah.
there.
Bong was your
the
first
Bong.
lead?
That was my first lead.
Yeah,
And I
that's
remember,
awesome.
I remember you saying to me, I think you should put some gear in now, Bruce. Because the beginning it's not very scary at all.
He started
until you're
early
up
with his,
there.
I'm scared, I'm going fast, up quickly. At least get one in, Bruce, and then you can run quickly.
Let's get a good piece in. I think you just put that in a hollow flake.
Yeah. I think I was trying not to distract you either. Like, Bruce, think gear. Yeah, I had some really good pictures of that because I had pictures. The sun was right behind me, so my shadows like overlooking you climbing
That's
the
still
Bong.
on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
really
That's
cool.
good.
I know
Great
that
shot.
picture
And
well.
I think Jimmy was playing, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I had my hand on the ropes.
Yes.
That's sometimes, you know. But we're pretty good. I don't think we've ever really had any technical like belay issues or
No,
even
we're
coming
pretty
off.
good.
I mean, rappelling and
I've been scared.
I've been scared. I mean, I rappelled at night with you.
Oh, that always happens.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. The first time I did that was with
That one climb took forever to get to off. All
Jason
those rappels.
Rambo. Remember Jason?
Oh, sure. I think my sister went to visit him. Just
Yeah,
recently.
I climbed.
He's out
we
west.
did. Yeah, he's out. He lives in Northern California, Oregon.
Oregon. He
Yeah,
has a
he's
farm.
farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a good farmer.
He is, so
Good guy.
I've seen pictures.
So that kind of.
But we did Shockley.
Oh,
we did
yeah.
Shockley ceiling and ended at 8:00 at night. Just there was a party in front of us going slow, and that was the first time we were rappelled that night. And the moon was coming out, and you're coming down from Shockley ceiling. It was just like, wow, this is really cool because you got the whole rock wall. The face of this huge prominent of the Gunks. I'm like, wow.
I have had plenty of those back when I sucked it when I was in my 20s. I remember topping out.
Back when you sucked.
I wish I was there for
Before
that.
we knew you. Yeah.
Like
a confidence builder to see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was doing CCK. It was in November, and it was like this beautiful day, and it was pretty warm. But it was so I'm in like shorts and a short sleeve shirt, and I get to the top, and remember Dave? He got
Dave
up
Holloway.
there. Yeah, Dave
He's a
Holloway.
legend.
I remember
he's
Is
a
he still
legend.
climbing?
I've been climbing with him.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Wow.
70 something.
Oh, that is so cool.
To pick him up in the van on the way. Or
Yeah,
something.
that van.
Right?
Whose van was
Sundays,
that?
right? That was
Is that your
Sundays.
van?
No,
No, it's his.
that was
Someone's van.
his.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
was
his.
his.
That we
van.
took that van on Bruce the first
That was
time
the
that
first
Bruce and I
time, yeah,
climbed
that was
together.
it.
So I think you're right.
I remember that van.
Yeah, so I got up to the top, and he came up, and we had a shorter rope. Like for some reason we couldn't get down. So all of our gear was at the bottom, and it's getting dark, and the moon's out. It was like a weird day. Like the moon's out, and it's snowing at the same time. It had some clouds, and it's just like a light snow. It wasn't like anything crazy, but I'm in like shorts and a short sleeve shirt, and I'm like, whoa, this could be bad. So we fixed the rope. Dave went down to get her gear, and then I dropped the rope, and then I was just going to hike off. So I'm hiking off at the top, and at first, I could kind of see where I'm going. I'm following a trail, and then I just got totally lost. And I was trying to stay near the edge, but as it got darker, I'm like, well, this is a bad idea, so I'm going to stay away from the edge.
Yeah.
And I'm just following, and I'm just trying to keep the moon that was out. It was so weird because like the moon was like way to the side, and it was kind of snowing above me. And I'm just trying to keep the moon on one side and hiking and hiking and hiking, and I'm totally lost in the woods.
That's
and it's
awesome.
getting darker and darker. And I just remember like all of a sudden my feet were getting wet, and I'm like, why are my feet getting wet? And I'm like, I wonder if this leads down to the Uberfall. So I follow this like wet area back down. It happens to be, remember the pipe that used to come out at Uberfall?
Yeah.
So it's kind of goes into that water that drips down there. And I found my way out, and I got back to the car, and
Nice.
he's like, what took you so long?
Yeah.
I was like, I was really lost.
Yeah, it's dark out. You noticed?
And it's snowing, and I have a short sleeve shirt and shorts
Yeah,
on.
I like how you say when he sucked and he's climbing CCK, like a sketchy
Back when I
5'8",
sucked.
5'8" plus
And I'm
thin
telling my fuck-
traverse and like
Yeah.
scare like anyone that's
And
a
I'm
good
telling
climber.
my, like,
When I sucked.
5'7" brat story. That's my epic.
My epics were always just following Eric. I swear, I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god. Man.
I thought
Shit,
you
took
were
us up,
just
like directissima. I mean, that.
Oh, that
climb
was
us up.
beautiful.
That's a fun
So many
climb.
climbs you've taken us up. Wow,
I just did Ridiculousima this year. I didn't lead it though. I got to lead it with Seth. Whew, that's a pumpy climb, but it was fun. It was awesome.
Is it right
5'11"?
next to Directissima?
It's right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
11
so
or
it's
something?
Directissima kind of goes around. Then it's Ridiculissima, and then there's Directissima or whatever it is. Doubleissima or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And that one's a fun one. That's like a 510A. That one wouldn't be hard to lead, but the Ridiculissima I think is only like one grade harder. But man, felt a lot harder at certain points.
Yeah.
Like I was just like getting gear, and I was like, I'm glad Seth led this.
Yeah.
Coming up Directissima, following up the first pitch of that, I have a picture of me coming up right off the first pitch of that. And I'll show people this, talking about how much fun it was, and they're like, "You don't look like you were having fun," but that's not how I remember it.
Yeah.
I remember all of these things like
That traverse
they were
was so
awesome.
hard, man.
Was that when Bill came up the first pitch, and he's
It's like, I'm
going down.
I'm going down. We're all like smacked on that corner.
Yeah,
Like,
that
this
was
tiny four of
crammed
us.
in.
Like, oh,
That is
And he's like,
hard. It is hard starting off of that ledge
Yeah.
to get into that crack. And even if you're following, you're just kind of like, let's not biff it here because I'm going to take a
Yeah.
nice fall there.
Yeah,
that's
swing
a fun
effect.
climb. That's why I started doing that all into one pitch. Like
Yeah,
I
that's a
go
hard
all the
climb.
way
that
up
traverse
to
is
that
hard.
next part.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
no joke.
I gotta give like a
I know.
shout out
This-
for all the people who are probably listening who have you guys remember these climbs? Like you can remember
Everybody knows these
every
climbs,
step
though.
and hand. Like I
This
can't
is
remember
right
that
next
shit.
to high ace.
I remember like my first lead.
Well, this is
that's
for the
it.
moderates, we're the old guys that climb in fun stuff, not any crazy big wall shit like that.
No, I don't need that to be stimulated.
Yeah, luckily.
I'm not that far along. 2 or 3 pitches, a
I'm
little
a-
bit of exposure.
I'm a slight addict. I'm not a full on.
Yeah,
I'm a junkie.
we
He's a
get to the
junkie,
top,
man.
like, wow, that was
Big wall
hot.
is so much fun.
So we have to ask Eric, how the hell with 3 kids and a wife
Right.
do you climb so
don't
much?
know how
man?
people
How
who
does
are
what is
single
his
don't
secret?
climb all the
I know.
time.
What is his secret?
I know.
I want to see your prenup, man. You must have one damn good lawyer, man. I mean, 'cause-
I know.
Well, I mean, Marla climbs with me
I
most of
know.
the time.
Dude,
So
I'm teasing. Your whole it's awesome.
Yeah, it's
man.
great.
I mean, that's how she met you.
yeah, I mean, and then the kids climb, which
There
is
was-
Well, they
nice.
don't have a choice. It's a cult, man.
She knew,
Take what
what,
he
she,
needs.
knew what she was getting in for.
You and Marla met at the gym, yeah?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
She knew
Yeah,
what she was
Corey
getting
and
in
I
for.
were climbing.
PRG Oaks.
Yeah.
it was
And Marla and Rachel were climbing, and we
Yeah.
just like, we'll come climb the stuff we're climbing.
yeah.
Those really were
She was-
good days.
Yeah.
rock
But she
gym.
was bolder. But she was bolder than most of
No,
them.
she used to just, it was all top
Oh,
rope.
she was all
Him
top
and
rope? Oh, okay.
him-
Gotcha.
Her and Rachel used to just do top ropes. so,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I miss those PRG days.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Everybody was there. at
Yeah.
one
I
period
know.
of
There's
time.
how many gyms are there now in this? Like within
There's 7 PRGs now. I think.
7, and then
Yeah, there's a new one.
Reach, Cliff.
I don't know
So
where the
and
other
if
one
you live
is.
in Philly, it's
Gravity
gotta-
Vault,
Gravity-
Radnor.
Yeah,
So-
Go
Do you know about that
Vertical's
one?
gone.
Yeah. I'm saying,
yeah.
is there probably like 15? Would you guess?
I don't know.
crazy.
Penn's got one.
I don't.
I mean, I was psyched
Yeah.
when East
Downtown.
Falls opened. For me, it was like, when PRG
Yeah, that's
opened
right
in
by
East
your
Falls,
house.
I'm like, oh, this is so much better now. And then they opened one in Wyncote. And,
I know.
But then it, like the whole thing of people not all being in one spot.
It is
you
kind of
miss that.
funny.
It's-
There is no gyms really close to me. They're all about the same distance away, other than like Coatesville's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's probably closer. Is that closer to you? No, that's not
Oaks
even
is probably
closer.
the
Oaks is the closest
Yeah.
for me.
Is closest. Yeah, so it's like 30 minutes to Oaks, 30 minutes to Gravity Vault, 30 minutes to Reach. Wyncote is actually a little closer. That's like 25
Yeah, that's the closest
minutes.
for me. That's where I
Yeah.
was climbing when.
But I mean, 5 minutes,
Gym.
I'd rather go to a gym that's a little higher. Yeah,
Wait, how high is the Reach? Does it go up?
it's about 50.
I was
Oh,
gonna say
wow.
higher.
I think we
thought it
need
was
to
like
meet
70.
up there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
we gotta
We need
go
to meet
there.
up there.
I think
we
it's
gotta
higher
start
than
climbing,
that.
man.
Like the lead
Definitely.
climbs
I need that.
alone.
I need that focus, like once, at least getting out once a week, twice a week, kind of deal.
Well, and like I said, I want to do the Swift one more time before I kick it. So,
Dude, you going soon? You something you didn't tell us
no,
or what?
but you
man?
know,
I mean,
you know how long. You never know how long that body holds up
Yeah,
to do that
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of stuff. You
This-
know?
no,
is
you
what
just don't
we're
want to
gonna
take it for
do.
granted.
And I want to have fun doing the Swift.
Yeah.
So that
Bruce,
means training.
You
It
come
doesn't-
out with me. I'll lead double mare. We'll climb that, and then you
He's got
lead
this double
the
mare
Swift.
thing.
Yeah. All right.
It's right next to it. That's what I was saying.
I'm good with all that.
We'll
I
go
just-
up,
we'll
I want to
warm
have
up.
fun
Do
doing
you already
it.
have
So that
your
means I have
trip
to
planned
train.
for this year?
Yeah.
When are you going to J Tree?
No, he's going to Yosemite.
No, I'm going to Yosemite.
Oh.
He's doing the nose, man.
Yeah, I don't see J Tree for me this year.
But don't
My
you
nephew
go? You
graduates
normally go every
this
year. You're not going to go this year.
Well, the only reason
Yeah,
I
I'll
went
play one
last year is
2021.
because
Yeah,
we got
I'd do that.
rained
That
out.
would be
I want to do
perfect
something
for me.
big. I want to go. You're not big, but
Yeah, Jimmy.
500 feet,
Jim,
1,000.
what's the next adventure, man? You always have
I
like
had some
these
good
trips.
I
planned.
did, yeah, I
Every
know.
trip was pretty
Well,
much
now
because
it's like
of you.
I don't even really have. I go skiing now because it's like I love skiing and I don't get too many trips out west to leave.
Yeah,
so,
but I mean,
I'm
we
gonna
had
play
a good
one.
time. Devil's Tower, that was awesome.
Devil's Tower is awesome. I gotta.
Yeah, I mean, you always came up with these trips. I mean, even Red Rocks, you joined us at Red Rocks. You
I don't
joined
know.
us-
I would consider me going Devil's Tower again and doing needles in Devil's
Yeah,
Tower.
that was a
that
good time.
maybe that's a 21 trip that we talk about, Bruce. You know,
I'll
figure
do it.
out,
Well,
yeah.
no, forget that. How about Zion? I mean, none of us really climbed in Zion. I mean, I've been there a bunch of times, but
What's
I never
it
got
like?
a chance. It's
Is there a moderate wall? I
2,000
mean, is there stuff you
Oh,
do
yeah,
5
yeah.
pitches to 10 pitches kind of
I
thing?
mean,
or?
you could, or you could do the big stuff.
No,
Yeah.
see, that's what I
Not for my first one
Yeah,
out.
man.
Nah.
I want-
I'm more about. I want us to get on a training schedule
Yeah.
and put the effort in so that when
I
we
mean,
get out
there's
there,
plenty
it's
of
fun,
stuff
right?
that you can climb.
There's-
I mean, they have small stuff, but why
Well,
climb small
I don't
stuff?
want
We
to do
can big
small stuff, but I want to have a good time doing it. I don't
Right,
want to
right.
be completely freaked out the whole time. And if I don't put the training time in, there's no way I'll be
Well,
ready for it.
I mean, it all depends. Anybody can climb a big wall, really. I mean, it's who can lead a big wall. That's
Sure.
a whole different story. But anybody can go up it. What's his
I
name?
like the grade one. I don't know.
I still
know
want
that's
to
what
have
you wanna
fun.
Try.
If I don't train, it's not going to be fun. It's
I
going to
like
be
the
painful.
full day ones, man. Where you're just off the wall
Yeah.
and you're home and in the hot tub getting drunk at night.
I'm down with that. That's my style.
That's the
Not on a
red.
portal and shitting in a tube.
No. You know, I mean, we got 10 years on all these guys, right?
Yeah, I'm 47.
Yeah,
man.
and I'm 52. So if we just get out and climb,
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm the same age as you.
I need a soft
I
bed
thought
at
you-
night, man.
Are you the same age as me? I'm 47.
You're born 72?
Yeah.
no kidding. I thought you were younger than that.
72 is a good year.
Andrew's the young
I'm the
guy here.
youngin. This is
Yeah,
the first time
yeah.
ever.
45?
I don't ever hang out with anyone. 43.
43.
Oh, look at that. He's a kid.
Yeah.
You
A
are.
little kid.
It feels so
Oh,
good to be
baby.
hanging out. I'm going to hang out with you guys more.
You look better. You definitely
Yeah.
look younger. I tell you that much.
Yeah, we're going to be the old crew on the rock pretty soon. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all these young kids, and I'm just like, yeah, well,
Yeah,
I could climb too when I was in my 20s.
Still can.
The thing is, all these kids have got to stop bouldering so much because
Yeah.
you can't boulder forever.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
It's tough.
But
Yeah.
so I haven't really followed the trends. Are there more people? Is it the
There's a
same
lot
for
more boulders.
But is
now.
like trad getting crowded at all, or is it they're not getting into it? And
Well, it might be a good thing if all these kids just go bouldering.
Yeah,
It leaves
that's
all
what I'm
this
saying.
It's
crowd.
kind of hard to put trad on
get out of
TV, right?
Yeah,
You can't really
I'm
put
over
trad on TV. You can put sport climb on TV. You can
yeah.
put bouldering on TV.
I'm just curious,
But
where
you're
This
not
guy
gonna put-
puts trad on
Yeah,
TV.
that's
there's
you.
definitely so many more climbers than we've started. When we started climbing, so but are they just bouldering for the most part?
Most kids are bouldering.
Is trad getting more crowded? Or
Yeah,
is sport? I imagine Birdsboro is always packed, so I guess sport climbing is very
Well,
popular.
tell you the
right?
truth, a lot of people are climbing indoors. I don't know what's
Yeah.
up with that.
Oh, right.
A
So
lot of
it is
people
not-
have to go outside.
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of setters have to go outside.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I climb
don't know where
indoors
these
to be ready
grades
to go
are coming.
outside.
Yeah,
it's a
I
tool.
like to warm up on climbs, and I'm like, oh, here's an easy one. I jump on. I'm like, that was what? Can you just be consistent here?
Yeah.
That's a nice thing about Reach. They seem to have like good setters. Where I mean, a lot of it's easy. Like you'll go there and you'll feel awesome. You're gonna be like, dude, I'm kicking ass. But you got to deal with like a higher wall too. So I think that kind of has
Well,
something.
that's why I
to do
want
with it.
because I love my wall. It's 14 feet tall, 14 feet high, and
Yeah.
I mean, I get it's steep. You know me build it. Eric was awesome with this, but so I get the pumpiness, but the stamina to do stuff in trad climbing,
That's why
you
Reach is
need to be
nice.
on the rope and again
Yeah.
because I remember even last years I've been bouldering a lot. I'd be fine like getting the hard technical moves, but I'm like 70 feet
Wear
up,
yourself
like I'm
out.
like, oh man, I'm ready to take a nap here, man. I want to shake out here for about 10 minutes on this ledge here. And
Well, Corey and I
you
used to
need
just
to-
go up, down, up at Oaks, and that's like 30 feet high. So we started doing that at Reach now, and you're just like, whew, going up
Oh, so
50,
you're down
50, and then
you're
up 50. You're like, that's like a full 150
Yeah.
foot route. Whew, that's
It's funny.
getting rough.
I think down climb is so important to do, and I taught my kids to do it, and they do it now all the time.
Yeah, I don't
And
like
I
it.
think it's so. I find it just helps your footwork. It
Sure.
helps like.
It's good for the kids too, so they don't get up and they're like, oh.
Yeah, but I'm saying that part of it, but the actual balance and picking better lines and better
Yeah.
feet, I think it teaches you
It
that.
gets
And then
you there.
you can always get off of something if you get in,
That is
if
true.
if you get into something,
Let's just go off route instead of climbing down. Yeah, I'll do
if
that.
you get into a little, what do you call it, black snow lichen forest, you can be like, boom, maybe I'll down climb 3 steps to get back into the, nah.
Nah, I'm gonna start now.
I did that.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
my last free solo was through some lichen because I climbed up. The normal route goes up, and then I had to go up even higher to get. I had gear on the wall, so I had to get my gear off, and I had to go through this lichen. I'm like, it'll be fine. And halfway up, I'm like, oh, this liken's horrible.
That's
like,
why
I'm
there's
gonna
lichen,
slip off
because
and
no
die
one's
'cause of the
stupid enough to
lichen.
climb on it, and it grows for 100. I mean, how old is lichen? It's got to be pretty damn old, right?
I think
mean,
it can grow quick
Yeah.
on the walls. I don't know.
after you step on it. No? I mean,
Yeah, very true.
We just help spread it.
yeah, is that
Knock
what
it
it
off
does?
the wall.
You're knocking spores down somewhere.
Exactly. It's natural.
You feel like you're seeding the wall, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll have to get a trip going up somewhere soon.
Where can we go? Yeah, what's the big? There's some big climbs in Southern California, right near J Tree, Takis, or
There's tons of stuff
Isn't
out
that-
there. I mean, everywhere you go in California, there's some good climbing. I mean, I even say LA even has some good climbing. If you're ever stuck in LA
What's
with all
Tahoe
those
like?
people.
I think you've taken me climbing in
Oh,
LA
yeah,
before.
yeah.
What's-
to
what's
Malibu or something like
yeah,
that?
Malibu State Creek.
Yep, that was pretty
what's
cool.
Tahoe like? Isn't that
That's
one
the
guy?
one place I haven't been to, but I want
Isn't that
to.
that one guy, the speed climber that would climb the guy that died
Oh,
from
the dead
huge
guy?
repellent? Well,
Yeah, Dan Osmond.
Dan
yeah,
Aspen.
yeah.
Didn't he do that one that
Yeah.
he sped? That's a
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool climb.
Alex Honnold did that and beat his time. Like he
I'm sure.
dressed up like
and the
Dan
headband
Osmond.
and the
yeah,
bandana and everything.
yeah. It was
You
all
know,
right.
that's a pretty cool wall too, right? Cool area.
Yeah. That's supposed to be that's supposed to be a good area. I think that's what 500 feet or something,
Something like that, yeah.
Malibu was one of the places that like put the definition in a bucket, like because you look at these things and there's like these giant round water carved out holes
yeah,
all
the
through the whole
water
thing.
goes-
They
It's
literally look like buckets just
Yeah.
turned on their
Was
side.
it was water erosion.
I don't know. It looks like
probably.
it.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Did we do the route that went over the water and go up?
You might have.
All right.
Yeah, I probably
There
did.
was a lot of cool stuff that I
sport?
forget. There's this deep
Bolden?
Planet of the Apes wall, which is like a blank wall, just like, holes on it and stuff. You just climb.
that was like in the land of medical marijuana. So I gotta tell you, I don't remember a whole lot about.
The memory is a little gone.
I don't remember a whole lot about that one.
Yeah.
There were
surprising,
leprechauns and butterflies flying and unicorns going. You didn't remember the
I remember being there. I remember it being Malibu. I remember the wall had like holes that were carved, like round
Yeah.
buckets or basketballs.
Yeah. That is a good area.
You still in touch with Justin Compton?
Not so much, but I'm sure if I'm like, Justin, I'm showing up at your door, we're going to do some climbing, he'd be like, all right, cool.
I see him on
just don't-
Facebook.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, yeah, I
Does he
haven't.
live in California?
No, he lives in Colorado.
That's what
No,
I
because
thought.
we climbed with him out
Boulder.
to Devil's
Yeah.
Tower.
Yeah, he came up to Devil's Tower with us. Yeah. Yeah, he
Matt.
got you up Devil's Tower.
He did.
I was sick that day. Whew.
Yeah,
The day
that was a
before, I didn't
hard
really
climb.
drink much. And the
That's
next
just one
day
of
I was
those where it's one. I think it was a 5.7 or 5.8, but it was
like, yeah, he did a tourist climb.
a
Oh, you mean
straight
with him.
hand crack for
Yeah, yeah.
150 feet. You know what I mean? It's like
That was a
holy
5.8.
Shit.
That was a 5.
You know what I mean?
He
You
did.
think like.
Yeah.
I can handle. There's a whole difference between
Yeah, he took a number
40
4.
feet of 5.8 than like 140 feet of 5.8.
Yeah, he took a number 4 and rode the 4.
He was
all the
just
way
going.
up.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm Justin's struggling on this. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be getting toasted. I'm gonna be ground up in here.
Hey,
And
you
I
made
got
it.
it.
You're
yeah,
still alive.
Still alive. It's fun.
You went up to the top and got bitten by ants. The flying ants.
That was crazy. What the hell was they were?
the flying ants.
They were
Isn't that
all-
what they were or something like
I thought they were
that?
Yeah, it was. They're
But they're
buzzing.
like ants that fly and bite you. And
They
you
were
guys,
annoying
because
too.
it didn't happen to us because we went
Yeah,
up and it was like 2 days earlier or a day earlier.
Isn't that how termites
Might be
turn into
termites,
man.
flying little ants?
Yeah, it might be termites because I think there was some wood up there or something. Isn't there like trees or something?
Yeah,
And they're
it's
all
crazy
just-
when you're up there because you look from when you're down on the ground and from a distance, it just looks like a flat,
It was
area. But
kinda
when you get
like
up there,
that.
it's like a terrace. Like you start getting up, and it's
Yeah,
not.
it goes up
It's
and
much
down.
bigger.
But there is a big area. Like you could have a
Huge
football
area.
game
Oh,
up
God,
there
yeah,
if you
it's
wanted
huge.
to on the top.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You can see
Yeah.
forever.
I remember. Did you get what's that one climb on Half Dome? Snake Dyke. Did you guys ever do Snake Dyke?
No,
Oh. Snake Dyke, you go up. It's like
I've
1,000
hiked
feet.
up Half Dome, but
You went up.
Yeah, we
there.
didn't even get near it
The
when we were
wires and
together.
stuff.
no, we did. What did we do? We did the Grack. It was that was a classic. I mean, that was one of ours. 500, 600 feet.
That was the
climb.
one. Yeah, and then ended.
Well, and like you did the second. I think you did the second pitch. No, you did the first 2 pitches, and I did the third pitch. Remember, you went off to the side there, and you're kind of like,
I do remember.
I'm a little freaked out. You're doing this, Jimmy. You're doing this blank spot. I got you this far. I'm going over here. I'm like, dude, you're way over there, Bruce. What's over in that corner? We got to go that way. And he's like, I got whatever. I'm like, all right, man. I'm not arguing.
Just finish it off. I'm anchored off.
Wait.
It was another one of these where he went, and there he is.
So you're saying off route Bruce?
He was pretty
off
off.
route.
He was off route. He had belay. The belay was here, and he was 30 feet over here. And I'm just but he got a point. I'm like, all right, well, I need the rack, and we figured it out. And you tossed over, you tied the gear that I needed on the rope, threw it to me,
Slid it over. Yeah.
and then I led the last pitch, and it was, a little. It was a
That
little
was
spicy.
after those guys passed me too. I think
Yeah,
at that
'cause
point.
Is it
they
the smoking that leads you to off route, or is it?
No, I mean I'd done stuff I'd never done. It was
No,
that was a
I'm just kidding.
100-foot crack
It's just
climb.
hilarious. You are good at that.
Well, it's because I lead stuff I probably am not qualified to lead.
Well, there you go. You get good that way.
Yeah, you were just we're 2 degrees outside our comfort zone.
It definitely wasn't from smoking at that point because I had been working too hard.
No, this
to
is pure
smoke.
fear.
Yeah,
This is pure survival, Gene. Going and clicking your something's that.
I think I could only be in panic mode for so long before I started to shut down.
Bruce,
But
do
you
you
know what the
remember-
thing is, though? The training taught me you build yourself an anchor, get
Yeah,
yourself
you're
secure.
fine. We got off it. We
absolutely.
totally.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
remember
old
the
school
name
way.
of the climb that you fell on in Gunk?
The last will be the first, or the first will be the
Oh,
last.
First will be the
yeah,
last.
yeah.
Yeah,
First will be
That's
the
a good
last.
climb.
5, 6.
It is,
It's a
and
good
I've gone
climb. If
back
you go
and
the
done it.
right way, it's an awesome climb.
if you go left where there's a lot of vegetation.
You actually climb it.
It was. There's just this one. It's the tiniest
If you see a spot where you're like,
overhang.
"Oh, that looks nasty," yeah, that's the way Bruce went.
That's the way I went.
He saw a bush there. He thought some berries he was gonna pick.
I saw a ledge.
I did at the
I saw
bottom.
a
I'm like,
ledge, and I got
like,
to the
Bruce,
ledge.
you go up, and then you kind of head to the right, and then you go up, and
I
you
gotta-
decided right should be left.
Yeah.
There was an overhang
That's right.
that I had to get to, and I wasn't
Yeah.
ready. I wasn't in the right head to do that overhang. So I decided I was going to try and work my way to the left around the overhang.
Bruce variation.
And then I got going, and I was like, "Oh, look, there's a ledge. If I get to that ledge, everything will be okay."
I don't know. I think
But
you
I
were
got
just
to the
testing
ledge.
Andrew.
Yeah.
I'm like, this newbie. Let's see if he actually knows how to belay. I'm going to take a
Right.
huge fall.
Yeah, with my life.
It's-
I got to that ledge, and there was like 6 inches of dirt over that ledge,
yeah.
and there was
It was
nothing for me
dirty.
to get into.
And then you knew you were coming down.
I
remember
knew
you
I let
yelling.
go. I yelled to, "This isn't going to be good."
And then I remember at the bottom. Yeah, that's what you said.
Andrew, please catch
Yeah.
me.
And then and then when we finally lowered him down, I remember you sat on the rock and you wanted to have a cigarette. You were shaking. You were shaking so much.
oh, I'm sure.
It was-
and I had to light his cigarette for him
I think so. Yeah.
because he couldn't even.
I can't imagine why.
yeah.
No, I was done for that day. Thankfully,
Yeah.
Eric went up and got my gear off the wall. I appreciate that.
Eric's like having dad there. He's always
Yep.
there to clean
Right,
up.
right.
Yeah, he cleaned up after my mess.
Nothing will go wrong today.
I'm also the guy that
Where's Dad?
starts all this. Like, yeah, you should do this route. It's easy.
Saved me a couple $100.
Right.
Yeah, Seth took a... All right, well, we'll wrap this one up. Yeah, Gunkclimber. Check out YouTube, Instagram. Like I said, Patreon's coming soon. And anyone else have any
Sure.
plugs?
Ross Earhart Photography or Janelle Wysock Textiles.
Sweet.
Got that out correctly. I almost said something offensive.
They're awesome.
Check them out. Anyone
They've
else?
taken pictures. I'm a testament.
Yes,
they're both
absolutely.
Very good. Yeah, here I'm.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we'll see you out there hopefully soon.